Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, but the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
All right. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Krakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Well, I want to get into tonight, just dealing with a topic, dealing with the remnant, the sons of God, and how, out of the sons of God, you will always have a remnant. And that remnant will be on earth, during the time when things will be real bad, when it will be a dark time, when wickedness, would overwhelm the earth. The Lord always had a remnant, okay? And Lord will, we represent that remnant today. All right. So we're going to go, through these things. Lord will, this is edifying. I got quite a few precepts I want to go through, and Lord will, I'll try to simplify it and make it concise as possible, but I know it's going to be kind of a marathon, just to walk this thing down, so Lord will is edifying, and we'll get straight into it. Now, what we have to understand, okay, that look, we're at the end, of all things. So let's go here, as the scriptures say. All right, this is the book of all right, this is the book of First Peter, chapter 4. All right, this is the book of Peter, verse 4. First Peter chapter 4, verse 7. It said, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." All right, and this is the end of all things. Okay, this is the end of the heathens, all right, having authority in the earth. It's the end of the earth, being plagued in wickedness. Okay, the scriptures say wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. All right, this is the end of that cycle of sin becoming dominant in the earth. Okay, and this is the end, all right, of the Lord's people, okay, being trapped in death, man. Okay, which is sin. Okay, and this is why we're finna be immortals. The Lord is about to make us immortal because He's going to give us those new bodies, that's going to be perfect. Okay, sinless. So it's the end of death, for Israel. So we're at the end of all things, man. The end of captivities for us. No more captivities. Okay, the Lord is finna break cycles in the earth. All right, because from the beginning, the Lord established, okay, conflict, all right, between good and evil. Let's get that in Sirach 33. All right, the Lord established, okay, this conflict that we see playing out in the earth between good and evil. Okay, well, now the Lord is going to draw it to an end. Okay, and it goes all the way back from the beginning. All right, so let's go here. Let me share the screen. Let's go here, Sirach 33 and 10. Okay, it said, "And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth." Okay, and Adam represents the beginning of the lineage of the sons of God, all right, in the earth, because there was other people on earth, all right, before Adam, okay, but through Adam, which received the breath, which we'll get into, was the beginning of the sons of God, okay, and through Adam was that lineage of the sons of God preserved, but not only the sons of God, but all nations whom we see today, because Noah came, all right, from the lineage of Adam, all right, through the sons of God, all right, but Noah had three sons, all right, Ham, Japheth, and Shem, and through Shem will be the continuation of the sons of God, and Ham and Japheth will be the progenitors of these heathens, okay, and you had other heathens that come, from Shem as well, okay, majority, the people on earth come from Shem, all right, but through Shem there will be a particular lineage of Shem that will be the sons of God. Okay, so all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. In much knowledge, the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse. Okay, that's why you have the three classifications of men. The son of men, all right, these heathens, the sons of God, which is the Israelites, okay, and then you have the son of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, okay, because he is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. So the Lord made, all right, people diverse in the earth, okay, and divided each nation their portion, okay. But guess what? Israel is the Lord's portion, all right. And then it started with the sons of God. It says, "Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified, and set near himself, but some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, life against death, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Godly. And that's the duality that, the feud that we see playing out in the earth. Okay, and Esau being the chief of wickedness, okay, and Israel representing the godly, okay, the good, okay, and that good, all right, will be reserved through a remnant, because even you had our people, who are influenced by the wicked. These heathens are influenced by the wicked, so it's pretty much the remnant against the earth, okay, because even though Israel, was created to be good, all right, you have what you call the generation of wrath that will come up, that will always come up on the earth and be influenced, okay, by the wickedness that was going on in the earth. But the Lord would always have a remnant reserved to continue on righteousness, man. All right, their righteous legacy, man. Okay, and we're going to get into it. It says, so look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. All right, there are two and two, one against another. So we're at the end of this rivalry between good and evil. Okay, because wickedness would always, dominate. Will grow. And begin to dominate the earth. But the Lord is finna end that cycle, man, and it's going to be an eternal righteous rulership under the sons of God. Okay, because you go back to the beginning, just to give a briefing, you know. It's quite a bit. I'm trying to make it as concise as possible. But you go to, all right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and start at 22. Now, this is, all right. All right, let's go to 23. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. It said, for the Most High created man to be immortal, and that was beginning with Adam. Okay, it was the sons of God were created to be immortal. That's why Adam received that breath. Okay, because the scriptures speak about how with wisdom, all right, is immortality, man. Okay, the wisdom of the Most High is immortal. All right, it says, and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Okay, and that started with Adam. All right, nevertheless, through envy of the devil, going back to the serpent, okay, came death into the world, which is what? That perverse way. It came through the serpent. He manipulated Eve. And Eve eventually manipulated Adam. Okay, in their way, which you go into, you go into witchcraft, idolatry, and those lifestyles that come with it. Okay, which brought death into the world. And they that do hold on his side, all right, do find it. Okay, and everyone that takes hold, okay, of this culture of death, all right, they came through the serpent, okay, and then Cain would influence the world in wickedness. Was you going to get that? All right, and then eventually do Esau, Edom, that we have today. Okay, and everyone that takes hold on the ways of the devil, Esau, Edom, okay, what do they find? Death. Okay, so it started, the rivalry of good and evil started in the garden. All right, now after, okay, the fall from the garden. Yep, your brother's pudding. Okay, after the fall of the garden. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to Genesis. And let's start here at 4. All right, so this was after the fall in the garden. Okay, and you have Cain and Abel come on the scene. All right, going back to the rivalry of good and evil. Genesis 4:1, it says, and Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. Okay, and Cain will represent the wicked, and Abel will represent the righteous man. Okay, the sons of God. Cain would be a representation of the sons of the wicked. They're one set against another. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord YAHAWASHI. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. Yeah, because Abel was obedient. Okay, Adam, all right, being a king and also the first priest, all right, of the Most High in the earth. Okay, then so you know Cain and Abel knew what to sacrifice, but Cain, okay, and Cain offering, the fruit of the ground, okay, was him being rebellious against order. Okay, and he would influence, all right, society, all right, in the rebellion. We're going to get it. We're going to build up to it. Okay, just as we see today, Esau represents what? Rebellion. Look how Esau moves in the earth. He makes fake fruit. Okay, that's a rebellion. Okay, the scripture tell you not to mix seed. Okay, but Esau does what he wants to do, and it's plenty more. That Esau does his way, but that spirit in Cain of rebellion, doing what he wanted to do. All right, the same spirit that's in Esau. Okay, and it says in Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. Okay, Abel was accepted, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So now it should make sense. And Wisdom in Solomon, just to read again, Wisdom in Solomon 2 and 24, it says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold on his side though find it. So Cain was envious, okay, of Abel, because Abel, he gave the righteous sacrifice, man, because Abel was obedient. Okay, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Okay? So the Lord is telling Cain, like, look, like what's the problem? If you do right, should thou be accepted? Okay, but it wasn't built in him to do right. Remember, the Lord fashioned, okay, Cain to be wicked. He fashioned Esau to be the wicked. Okay, the serpent was fashioned, which was a man, and it just has, serpent-like tendencies, crafty, shrewd. Okay, and it says, and Cain talked with his brother, with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Okay, a murderer. The YAHAWASHI said what? He was a murderer from the beginning and a liar. Okay, and it says, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? Yeah, so he was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. Okay, and that's the same spirit that dominates the earth now. All right, so now jumping down, okay, to verse 17, and Cain began to have, okay, children in the earth. Okay, and his children began to have children. So you had, all right, descendants of Cain that was in the earth, during the times of Noah. So if Cain was moving in this way, how you think his descendants was moving? Okay, and we're gonna get an example. It says, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he builded a city. Wait a minute. So if he's building a city, okay, that means that he has some type of authority or influence in the earth. Okay, because you can't just pop up and build a city. You see? It lets you know he has some type of authority or influence in the earth. Okay, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch, which Kanak. This is not the one uh, that was born through Seth. Okay, but you go into Enoch, Kanak, it means dedicated. And what is Esau dedicated to? Wickedness, man. All right, and we're going to see on the right hand side, our forefathers were dedicated to righteousness. Okay, the real Enoch. All right, this, it says, and unto Enoch was born Arad, and Arad begot Mehugio, and Mehugio begot Methusiel, and Methusiel begot Lamech, and Lamech took him two wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah, and Abba bare Zabal. He was the father of such as dwelt in tents and such as have cattle. Okay, let you know that look, this is a functioning civilization amongst the Canaanites, agriculture, cities, all right, tents, okay, was houses, residential, okay, and they will have a wicked influence on the earth. And it says, and his brother's name was Jubal, his father of all. It said he was father of all the such as handled the harp and organ. Okay, so you had music, entertainment. Okay, you got scrapulate, man, and put it together. Okay, and it says in Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Okay, and he was an artificer of brass and iron. What you think they was making? Okay, weaponry, man. All right, and Tubal Cain goes to what? A traveling weapon. Okay, and Esau Edom, is he not like a traveling weapon in the earth? Now, let's go here and let's see the mindset of Lamech, a descendant of Cain. It says, and Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. Okay, and ultimately he's saying, let's get an NLT. Yeah, let's get an NLT real quick. All right. This is an NLT. And it says, one day Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. Okay? And what that sound like today? Jake lose a fight. What Jake going to do? Okay? Jake going to get their revenge with that iron. Okay? He going to get that too. You see? So he's pretty much bragging about murder. Now, doesn't that sound like the drill culture that's heavily influencing, okay, our people today? Okay? Because and Jacob's wicked, but guess what? They're still the sons of God that's being influenced by what? Wickedness. Okay? Which brought upon what? The flood. We're gonna get into it. All right. So yeah, we're gonna keep reading. I think verse 24. That was Genesis 4 and 23 in the NLT I just read. Genesis 4 and 24 says, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Okay? So you see that the Lamech, all right, he was even worse than Cain. That mindset, he was becoming more entitled because Cain pretty much, received that mark, okay, which is pretty much leprosy, okay, to not to pretty much no one should avenge themselves upon Cain. Because Cain committed murder. He was supposed to have been put to death. Okay, but he pretty much got acquitted. So by the time you get to Lamech, they like, well, Lamech like, shit. If Cain did it, and he got acquitted, I can truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold, man. Okay, and that's the spirit that these devils move in today. Look how they're moving over there in Israel. What's going on, man? Okay, they're moving in their spirit of Lamech. So now you have, all right, Cain, all right, doing this thing in the earth. All right, Cain thugged out, man. O block, C block. All right. So when you go from there and you go to Genesis the 5th chapter, which I could have just did this. Yep. You go to Genesis the 5th chapter. Okay. You go into the descendants of Adam. And I want to get here. Let's go to start at 18. All right. It says in Gerard, and this is through Seth. Okay. This is the sons of God. All right. That was the sons of Cain. All right. Which is the sons of the wicked. Okay. And Jared lived 162 years and he begot Enoch. All right. It goes to the dedication. Okay. Canuck. All right. The real Enoch. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years and begot sons and daughters. And all of Jared were 962 years and he died. Now remember, these people, the sons of God are begotten sons and daughters. Now all of them are not right. You're gonna have those that's gonna be influenced, okay, by the society, okay, of wickedness, man. Okay, you're gonna have a remnant that's gonna remain faithful, but then you're gonna have a lot of those sons and daughters, okay, that will be influenced in wickedness. Okay, just as we have today. All right, and it says in Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah, and Enoch walked with the Most High after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, for the Most High took him. Okay? So we say he walked with the Most High. What does that mean? All right, and we're going to go into the Apocrypha to break it down some more. Let me get. All right, the word walked. All right, which is Halak. All right, we got a brother named Halak in the camp. All right, which is to walk. All right, and you go down. It says to die, to live. It says manner of life. Okay, manner of life. Okay, so Enoch had a manner of life. Okay, that was aligned with the righteousness of YAHAWASHI. Okay, he wasn't physically having a scroll. Okay, with the Most High. Okay, he walked, his way of life was in line. Okay, with the righteousness of YAHAWASHI. Okay, and to go into depth, and this is why the scriptures say, we got to put line upon line and precept upon precept. Okay, so we go from there. Oh, y'all never stop sharing. Hold on. Let me pull that up real quick. Cause I'm be jumping back and forth through the Apocrypha and the Apocrypha and the blue letter. All right, so I gotta remember to switch it over. But yeah, just to prove, real quick, just show it on the camera. All right, the word halak, all right, goes in. All right, walk goes into the word Hebrew word halak, which means to die, to live, the manner of life. Okay, manner of life. All right, so let's go back here. Okay, let's go back to the Apocrypha and let's get to the Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, the 4th chapter. Okay, so Wisdom of Solomon 4. We start at 10, and they'll let you know, okay, how society was. Remember the descendants of Cain were building cities, agriculture. Okay, so they had an influence on society. Okay, so and we go into the Apocrypha. All right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verse 10 says he pleased the Most High, and this is speaking of Enoch, and was beloved of him. He's of their elect wherever he's at now. And he has to be here preaching, man. All right, if he's not in the being reserved in the spiritual realm to be raised up. All right, well, we know that he's a part of the elect. Okay, he says, so that living amongst sinners, he was translated, yes, speedily he was taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. Yeah, so it's a society of wickedness and deceit. Okay, so the Lord took him away, so he wouldn't be defiled. Okay, and in that society, man, in that time. It said, for the bewitching of naughtiness, those obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence, okay, doth undermine the simple mind. All right. So the Lord got him out of there, man, because it was getting too bad. It was just becoming more and more corrupt. And we're going to see, in the next chapter, it says he being made perfect in a short time fulfilled a long time. So Enoch, he was vexed. Okay, and he understood he wasn't perfect in the law, but his integrity, his faith, his he righteousness made sense to him. Like he understood the concept of righteousness, man. Okay, and he understood that in a short time. Okay, it says, for his soul pleased the Lord, therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked. All right, and we pray that we're taken away from among the wicked in haste. Okay, it said, this the people saw and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, because the society wickedness. Because see, like now, as we haste, for the Lord to come judge this place and take us out of here, you have our people that hear us say things like that, and they be like, they want this place to continue on. Like they don't understand why we would think like that. In their mind, the earth is lit, the earth is fun in this wicked estate. Okay, these heathens, in their eyes, like because even the people that complain, they just want things to go back to how it used to be. Okay, before the pandemic, when when the economy was better, they want to go back to that. They don't want this place destroyed and YAHAWASHI to rule. Okay, the majority of the people that we see complaining. Okay, it said that his grace and his mercy is with his saints, and that he have respect unto his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and the youth that is soon perfected. And see, that represents, Lord will, the hopeful elect will of that number today. Okay, because you gotta think, you have all these generations, okay, that have come up on the earth, and it's just getting worse. Okay, but you have brothers, and you sisters that are coming into this thing with sincerity. All right, and we're being perfected in a short time, which means what we're understanding. We're starting to understand the concept of righteousness according to the scriptures in a short time compared to the time that wickedness, has pretty much dominated the earth. It says, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years and old age, all right, of the unrighteous man. Okay, because you have people that in their older age, that never come into it. Okay, they're all the sons of God. They the descendants of this lineage, but they never come into, all right, righteousness, man. Okay, and in their old age, is condemnation unto them, man. You know, so let's keep going. Now, let's go back to I never shared. Let's go back to Genesis. All right. So let's go back to Genesis the 6th chapter. Well, no, 5. Keep going down to 5. All right. So Genesis 5. All right, 25. It says, and Methuselah lived 100. All right. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years and begot sons and daughters. That's a long time to be having children. Over 900 years, 969 years for Methuselah. Okay. There's a lot of, all right, of their lineage of the sons of God in the earth during Noah's, ministry, man, that 120 years. Okay, it says, in all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begot a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning the work, all right, and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord have cursed. And that curse came from what? The fall of Adam. Okay, so Noah was like a comfort, there was a comfort, because what? Through Noah, their righteous lineage was preserved. And eventually through their righteous lineage, who will come? YAHAWASHI. Okay, which is going to remove the curse, that was started by Adam. You see, which if you can receive, is YAHAWASHI. All right, hey, the Alpha and Omega. Okay, the first and the last. YAHAWASHI, is Adam, the first king, the first priest, and he's going to be that last king, man. If you can receive it. Okay, but through Noah was their lineage reserved. Okay, so in the spirit, Lamech, he named him Noah. He's like, yes, he was comforted, because he knew through Noah the lineage would be preserved. Okay, and the elder Yashawamba, he did a lesson today, going into how, during the time of the flood, Methuselah, died that same year, so he would have had to die before the flood, you know. And Noah was pretty much the last of their remnant that was preserved, you know. And we're going to go to Abraham, all right. But when you go here, let you know that all those sons and daughters that was being begotten, okay, through their lineage, all of them wasn't right, okay, and they fell to the influence, all right, of wickedness in the earth. Okay, it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters was born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Okay, and the sons of God, their lineage that we were just going through. Remember, Noah represented the remnant, the righteous of the sons of God. But you had other sons of God in the earth, okay? And they was men of prestige, men that was in authority, okay? For you to be able to take wives, okay? You see? It says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. And you start to see eventually the Lord will, knock down, the lifespan of men. It's rare. I don't know, anyone recently reaching that age. King David said, you make it to 70, is with, with you pretty much suffer affliction, you know, just to get to 70. You see? But the sons of God will be coming wicked. Okay? So the Lord knocked down their lifespan because of wickedness, man. Okay? Like wickedness had started to dominate, all right, their lineage of the sons of God. And who you think Noah was preaching? When he was preaching, man, just as we preach to our people, cry loud, spare not. Okay, the other nations, they was hearing it, and they was hearing the warning. Okay, but hey, there was a message of repentance to the sons of God, the sons of God. All right, the sons and daughters. Okay, it said there were giants in the earth in those days, and giants goes into Nephilim, the fallen ones. Okay, you know, it wasn't going to actual 60-foot men. Okay, or angels. Dealing with the women of the earth or mortal women, celestial beings dealing with that's Greek mythology. Okay, the Nephilim just goes into fallen ones. All right, because matter of fact, they did prove it. Okay, because you go, mm, all right, which in Hebrew is Napa law. Okay, I'm going to I think it's a root. Okay, and it says what? To fall, to lie, to be cast down. Okay, and we fell from that estate. Okay, to make the lot fall, to cause to fail, and we fail. The sons of God, we fail. Adam was given that breath, okay, and he fell. You know, but righteousness was reserved through that line, okay, and as the sons of God multiplied in the earth. All right, they was influenced, all right, by the wickedness, okay, and we fell from that estate, you know. So that's why you go here just to prove it. I think that's in Psalms 82. All right, it's Psalms 82. All right, and 6 it says, I have said you are gods, and all of you are the children, okay, of the Most High. Yasha Allah, He Prince of the Power, Israelites. Okay, there's a loose way, sons of God is a loose way of saying Yasha Allah. Okay, it said, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Okay, and you go to this word, fall. You see that same word, which is what? No, no, uh, Nepal. Okay, which is what? To fall, to be cast down, to fail. Okay? And because of disobedience, we fail from our high state. You know? We fail with that relationship that we had with the Most High, which gives us what? Authority in the earth. Okay? So let's go back to Genesis 6, just to prove that. All right? Because you still got bug outs that jump up. Okay? And so it's talking about the fallen angels. So let's go here, Genesis 6 and 3. I started 4. Said there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High, all right, the sons of God came in into the daughters of men, that they bear children of them. The same became mighty men, right, which were of old, men of renown. Now let's read this in the NLT, just to get a better understanding. All right, it's the NLT. All right, it says in those days, and for some time after. So these things aren't happening overnight. Okay, remember these are hundreds of years that are going by. Okay, giants, they tripping. Well, let me get to it. It says, it's the point I want. Yeah, they went into the madness. It says, for whenever the sons of God, which is just Israelites, had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became heroes and famous warriors of ancient time. So just men of renown. Because even now, when you look at the 2/3, all right, who are the biggest celebrities in the earth? The 2/3 of Israel. Okay, your LeBron James, your Mayweathers, your Jay-Z's, okay, your Denzel Washingtons, all these men of high renown, okay, they're Israelites. Now all of them, you have even who did it, Derek Jeter. You go into the Israelites that have heathen mothers. It's a lot of them. Clay Thompson. You know, we went through it one time before. But the point is, okay, you see that amongst the 2/3, you have the biggest celebrities on the earth. Okay, you Michael Jackson, you Prince. Okay, them guys was mega rock stars. They wasn't large in stature, but as far as reputation and popularity, they were what you call what icons, man. The Michael Jordans, okay, your Kobe's, your Walter Paytons. You see, these men are world renowned for playing the sport. Okay, which is the modern gladiators. Okay, so keep reading on. It says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Remember, the sons of Cain are still in the earth while all this is going on. So who you think, is influencing this in the earth, man? Okay? Just as what? This is the spirit of today. And it repented the Lord that he made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, Yahawah. These are the generations of Noah. All right, Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with the Most High, just as Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was taken away. All right, and Noah, okay, he walked with the Most High, and he was what? Preserved. Okay, so when you go from Adam to Noah, okay, wickedness increased in the earth. You had the fall of Adam, and then you had the continual increase in wickedness to the time where the Lord, all right, Hey, he got to the point that I'm just finna destroy everybody, man. Save Noah, okay, and his 3 sons. All right. Verse 10, and Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, in which through Shem you will have the lineage of the sons of God preserved, you know, and through Shem, Ham, and Japheth, you will get all the rest of the heathen nations, okay, brought back into the earth. And we're going to go into that. It says, the earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence, okay? And the Most High looked upon the earth and beheld it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Isn't that similar to what we see today? Okay, this great rebellion. And who's at the forefront of the great rebellion? Esau, Edom. Okay, and we're gonna get into it, and it's gonna go into well, Esau, how he influences the earth, man. Okay, so I pray that this is making sense. Um, so let's go from there, and let's go to, all right, during the time of Abraham. Okay, so after the flood, well, guess what? We're going to go into right before Abraham what was going on, just like we went before Noah. All right, you had Cain, all right, and his sons, okay, established in the earth, all right, and wickedness multiplied, all right, and that should sound familiar. But before Abraham, what did you have going on in the earth? Okay, the descendants of Noah, all right, and let's get to the point. Now you go here. This is after the flood, when men began to multiply again, which we're going to go into that in Second Ezra. All right, in Genesis 10:6, it says, and the sons of Ham, Cush, all right, Mizraim, all right, is where you get the Egyptian from, all right, and put in Canaan, and the sons of Cush, Seba, all right, and Hivala, and Sabat, and Ramah, and Sabataka, uh, Sabatica, I'm saying it right, and the sons of Ramah, Shabbat, and Dedan, and Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. Okay? So when you go into Nimrod, what did Nimrod do that was similar? Okay, to Cain. First, he said he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. So he was a man of renown. All right? But you go into Nimrod, he was also known for what? A rebellion. Okay? Which he will come through who? Ham. All right? And what did he begin to do? Just as we seen Cain do. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babal. You see? And now it should make sense why Esau is linked spiritually to Babylon and Egypt. Okay? Because after the flood, Ham got the party started, under Cush. Okay? And then you had Mizraim, then those Canaanites, and we know, all right, those Canaanites, all right, but the scriptures were the Wisdom Solomon 12, where brother can post it, they call them merciless murderers of children. Okay, I believe that's 12. Yeah, let's get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12. And 3. Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, verses 3 through 5. We get straight to the point. You know? But because they were the Canaanites, they was in the land, okay? You know, before we was there. All right. and they was known for their wickedness, man. Okay, so you had Ham to get the party started after the flood and wickedness. And what did Nimrod begin to do? It says, "In the beginning of his kingdom was Babal and Iraq and the Akkad and Calneh and the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh and the city of uh, Rehoboth and Calah, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah. The same is a great city." So just as Cain built cities, which means what? They established civilization. All right. Nimrod, which was known for his rebellion, okay, he built cities. So now we seeing wickedness beginning to take root in the earth. Okay. Now, when you go, all right, let me read that real quick. All right. It started 3. Yep, this is GMS prayer always hope for elect, wisdom of Solomon 12:3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers, all right, Joshua, okay, and the armies of Israel, both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, which was called the land of Canaan, because Canaan dwelt there. Okay, but then uh, 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 we took that land under Joshua, all right, with the aid of the chariots, man. All right, it says wisdom, through the Most High. It said wisdom of Solomon 12:4, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. Okay, and also these merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. Okay, so what do you think was happening in those cities? Okay, under Nimrod. Okay, wickedness, man. Like I said, we're going to prove it. So you go, this is the time before Abraham. All right, so you see the wickedness is taking root in the earth again. All right, but what, just as Noah was born, okay, and through him righteousness was preserved, well, the Lord is going to use Abraham in similar fashion. Okay, so let's get that in Genesis 11, and we'll get to when Abraham comes on the scene, which his name was Abram. Okay. All right. Now this is Genesis 11:27. Now remember Abram, all right, because you go into it, is the descendants of Shem. Okay. So you can read that, our fact side, okay. All right. Salah, Eber, would you get the word Hebrew? Pelag, okay. Raul, Sarab, Nahor, okay. And Nahor, we got Torah. All right. So you go here to Torah, all right. Well, these are descendants of Shem. Now, these are the generations of Torah. Torah begot Abram, all right, Nahor and Haran, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Torah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldeans. Okay, so Abraham was Abram. Okay, his fathers, all right, they was in Babylon. Abram was birthed in Babylon. Okay, the Chaldees. All right, you go to the Chaldeans, or the land of Chaldee, which you go into the Chaldeans. All right, they was known for astrology. Okay, the prognosticators. Okay, witchcraft, man. All right, so Abram was born. All right, Abraham was born in a dark time. All right, just as Noah, Enoch. Okay, it says, and Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai, which later became Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, and the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Ishkar. But Sarai, all right, was barren. She had no child. Okay. And Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his son's son, okay, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son's Abraham's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan, that they come unto Haran and dwelt there. So remember, the land of Canaan is inhabited by Canaanites. So they was doing those acts from the time of Abraham, okay, before Abraham, until they was removed out of the land by the descendants of Abraham. Okay, the Israelites, man. All right. It says, in the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Now, when he died, what did the Lord instruct Abram to do? Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house, and unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and I will make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. So this is the Lord reestablishing the sons of God in the earth through Abraham, okay, in the midst of wickedness. Now, let's go. Let's go here. Um, let's go back to the Apocrypha. Let's get this a second Esdras. Mm-hmm. So you go second Esdras 3, and it's going to sum up everything we've been going through, thus far. All right. So we'll start at 3. All right. Second Esdras 3. And on 3, it says, in my spirit, I started at 4. Second Esdras 3 and 4 says, O Lord, who bearest rule, thou spakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone and commandest the people. Okay, so this is Esdras, and he's going to go through the history. All right, because this history is always passed down. You know, that's why Apostle Paul, Stephen, he was stoned. What Stephen? He went all the way back, to Abraham. you know, and brought it to YAHAWASHI. Or you go into Acts the 7th chapter. Apostle Paul, he would always go into, okay, he was talking about Jacob and Esau. Okay, he would go into those things, man. All right, he went into Noah. You read Hebrews the 11th chapter. Okay, it says, verse 5. It says, and gave us a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thy hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. Okay, so Adam was given that breath of life, which there was the beginning of the sons of God through Adam. Okay, he was given that Holy Spirit. Okay, it says, and that leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted. Okay, because before the earth was, it was Yahawashi and the Elohim creating everything. Okay, but those same spirits, would eventually come in the earth as the sons of God, be born through men as the sons of God. Okay, through Adam. okay, it says, before ever the earth came forward, and unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way. Okay, showing you that the scriptures speak about how that breath is a holy influence, a pure influence from the Most High. All right, in righteousness, man. Okay, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointest death in him, and in his generation, of whom came nation, tribes, people, kindreds out of number. Okay, because what? Through Adam, you got Abel and Cain. Okay, and then Abel was slew but Seth, and through Seth you have the sons of God, Cain, you have the sons of the wicked. Okay, so through Adam, all right, Cain, what nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. And even after the flood, the descendants of Adam, the sons of God through Noah, okay, and his three sons, okay, nations, tribes, and people and kindreds came again. Okay, it says, and every people walked after their own will and did wonderful things before thee and despised thy commandments, which we was reading in Genesis, man. Okay, leading up to the flood. And again, all right, it was a rebellion against righteousness, man, a rebellion against YAHAWASHI. It says, and again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon these that dwelt in the world and destroyed them. And it came to pass in every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. So death came in, was a punishment. First, death was a punishment, man. The fact that, through hey, you can die now. Okay, because the scriptures say he made man in the likeness of his image. We go into Adam. Okay, he made Adam pretty much in the glory of his eternity. Okay, but Adam fell through sin, and then as society got worse, it had to be a reset. It got so bad, and there was the flood. Okay, so the Lord's reaction to Adam's fall was death. Okay, and then his reaction to the society before the flood, the wickedness. All right, they had exceedingly polluted the earth before the flood. You know, what was the flood, man? Okay, it said, nevertheless, one of them, it says, nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, all right, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. Okay, so that remnant would be preserved through Noah. Okay, and it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply and had gotten them many children, as we read in Genesis 10. Okay, you read Genesis 10 after the flood, and were a great people, they began again to do more ungodly than the first. You see, now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them whose name was Abraham. Okay, so Abraham was pulled out of darkness, man. We were pulled out of darkness. You see, you know. Now we see these things come together. See, the Bible is connected. You can't just deal with one part of the Bible. You have, those small hats. They just try to deal with the Torah. Nah, this thing is connected. This is a living book. All this is connected into this very moment. Okay, it says, him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. Okay, so through Abraham, who will come through Abraham? Isaac. All right, and who will come through Isaac? Jacob and Esau. Now the son of the wicked is back on the scene. Esau. Okay, it says, and so Jacob became a great multitude. So Jacob was chosen and Esau was rejected, just as Abel was chosen and Cain was rejected. Okay, and Jacob became a great multitude. Okay, those 12 tribes. All right, but now you have Esau back on the scene. So now, since Esau is back on the scene, what did he do? Because remember, you know, it would take hundreds of years before Esau would come into power in the earth. Okay, and he did that under the banner of the Greeks. Okay, Just like let's say these things wasn't happening overnight when we read in Genesis. Just because it's the next chapter over, there's hundreds of years that's going by before these things are happening, before particular things are happening, man. Okay? So you go here to First Maccabees. All right. So let's go here to First Maccabees. And guess what? Now this is leading up to, now we're going to go into the time leading up to before YAHAWASHI. Okay? So now we're going to deal with that. So lock it real quick. Real quick. All right, so getting back to it, quick intermission. All right, but as I hope, this is taken in, So now let's go to the build up to YAHAWASHI. We went to the build up to Noah. All right, from the serpent to Cain, to Noah. All right, then you had Nimrod. Okay, very much them Hamites, wilding out, before Abraham. All right. And then, because that's why even the Lord had to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah during the time of Abraham, man. Wilding out. Okay. And that's why you see those two things mentioned even in the New Testament, the flood and Sodom and Gomorrah, because it has to happen one more time, man. Okay. It's not going to be a fourth time, Bishop Nathan. No, this is it. All right. Once and for all. So now, remember, Esau is back on the scene now. Okay, so you fast forward to the time of the Greeks. Okay, all right, and it says this First Maccabees 1:1. It says, and it happened after the Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius of the Persians and the Medes, that he had reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian, which you can track the Macedonian, all right, to Haman, all right, the Macedonian, which Haman was what, an Agagite. You go to the Haman in the book of Esther. Okay, it referred to him as a Macedonian, and also refers to him as an Agagite. All right, which goes back to King Agag, which King Agag was the king of Amalek. Amalek was, the grandson of Esau. Okay, so this Alexander is of the lineage of Amalek through Esau. All right, well, he's an image of Esau through Amalek. Okay, it says, and he smote Darius the king of the Persians, which goes into prophecy in Daniel 7 and 8. Okay, that leopard, they will rule. Okay, after the Persian and Medes. Okay, they will take down the Persian and Medes. Okay, they goat, they smote the ram. Okay, this is what this was speaking of. All right, it says it made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up, And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Okay? So you have Esau, all right, in authority. Okay? And how will he influence the earth? It says, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable and had bid, all right, and had been brought up with him from his youth and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. And you have what, those four generals, all right? You have Lysimachus, Cassandra, Ptolemy, and the Seleucid, okay, empire, okay? Those four generals, pretty much parted the kingdom, okay, the Greek kingdom after Alexander died, okay, and you had the Greek, empire, man. Okay, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bear rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay, so what do you think happened under Cain? Okay, do you think was happening under Nimrod? Evils were multiplying in the earth. Okay, to the point, all right, that the Lord had to flood, the earth. Then he had to make an example out of Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, because they were doing too much. All right, and now we're in this time where the Lord, all right, hey, he's finna cleanse the earth again. Okay, but this is what was going on before YAHAWASHI came on the scene. Okay, and it says, and there went out of them a wicked root, Antiochus or Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, all right, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in Hoshes at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Okay, he came out of the Seleucid Empire. Okay, which pretty much became, them and the Ptolemy, all right, the Ptolemaic Empire. They pretty much came the dominant of those four empires of the Greeks. Okay, those four kingdoms of the Greeks. It says, in those days went out there, all right, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men. Okay, just like in Genesis 6, the sons of God. Okay, remember, these are the sons of God, all right, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. So you had Jake that was in league with the heathen. They was influenced by the heathen. Okay, not only any heathen, but the Edomites. Okay, so you have to, what you think they was doing during the time, all right, of the sons of God, Genesis 6. Okay, you had Jake persuading other Jakes to follow after the heathen, man. Okay, this is nothing new. It said, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen, wherein they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Okay, this was the fallen. This was a falling away. Okay, the Nephilim. This is an example of Napoleon. Okay, in the Hebrew, the falling away. Okay, they forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen. Okay, if this was happening before YAHAWASHI came on the scene. All right, and then just as Nimrod wanted to build the Tower of Babel, okay, what did these Greeks, these Edomites, do as Greeks? Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Okay? Same thing Nimrod was trying to do. Okay? Organize a global rebellion. It says, and everyone should leave his law. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites, the sons of God. There were sons of God on earth that wasn't right. Okay, that was following the way of the heathen when Noah was teaching, man. When Noah had his ministry, you had the sons of God wilding out with the heathens. Okay, like you see this now. All right, in this time under the Greeks, and you see it now today. All right, and we was in that, we was caught up in that darkness, man. Okay, it says, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane Sabbaths and festival days and pollute the sanctuary of the holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, all right, to the end that they might forget the law and change all ordinances, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he should die. Okay, you see that? If the self same, it says, in the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseer over all people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Okay, so this is the atmosphere YAHAWASHI is coming into. You had the Maccabean revolt, okay, which created the Hasmonean dynasty, where their remnant, because the Maccabees represent their remnant that fought against it, okay, but eventually that was corrupted, okay. Then you had the scribes and Pharisees, was pretty much became, the high priest, the high priest office became a political office under the Romans, okay. But then you will have, let's go here, because remember, this is the build up to YAHAWASHI. So when YAHAWASHI finally comes on the scene, okay, what was he coming to do? Let's get this. Let's get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 1. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21. All right, it says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name YAHAWASHI, for he shall save his people from their sins. Okay, so YAHAWASHI was on the scene to establish righteousness amidst chaos, in the midst of darkness, man. That's why you go into it, Matthew 1 and 1, the book of the generation of YAHAWASHI, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Okay, and you go here to let you know what lineage he goes back to. Let's get that in Luke. It's Luke 3. Okay. And get to the point. It's Luke 3. All right. Now, as you go down, now don't these names look familiar? Okay. Which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Shem, which was the son of Noah, which was the son of Lamech, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch, which was the son of Jared, which was the son of Malaleel, all right, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Okay, so you see why the scriptures call YAHAWASHI the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. Okay, he will be the last one to come and restore order amongst the sons of God. And that's the legacy that we've entered into today. You see, this is not no light thing. You know, that's why we can't take the ministry lightly. It's just something we do on the side. Nah, man, we are playing a part in reestablishing the order that the Lord, okay, has set up from the beginning that we fell from. Okay? So when you go to Isaiah 49, all right, and this is dealing with the prophets who we come after the order of Yahushua. It says, "Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mouth hath he mentioned my name." Okay, this is Isaiah speaking, and he have made my mouth like a sharp sword, in the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and have polished and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me, and it's a spiritual weapon against the wickedness, okay, that we see today. And what are we doing? Casting down strongholds, okay, and those are the same strongholds that had the sons of God in bondage, from back then. It says, "And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified." Okay, and the Lord is going to be glorified through Israel, the sons of God. Then I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain, yet surely my judgment with the Lord, all right, and my work with the Most High. It says, "And now said the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my power shall be my strength." Okay? So we've raised up to carry on the legacy of our forefathers, okay, in righteousness, man. They labored and toiled and preserving righteousness, man. Okay? Verse 6, and it's the point. "And he said, It is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved." Okay, Noah was preserved. You see, Enoch he was taken away, he was preserved. Okay, so this is what the prophets have been raised up to do. Okay, we come from their lineage. "I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth." Okay, and this is where we at now. The majority of us are here in the end of the earth, the Western Hemisphere, man. Okay, but you go into Yahushua, what was Yahushua doing? Okay, because he was speaking against, first, he was speaking against this corrupt leadership, but when you go, let's just get this. All right, he was establishing the order amongst Jake. you know, he came to establish order the right way. Okay, this is Luke 1:68, and he was doing this in the midst of what? Chaos, darkness, man. Okay, the son of the wicked at Edom, Rome. All right, you had the Greeks, and then you had Edom, Rome come after the Greeks. All right, it's no different when Cain was, it's just Luke 1:68. Luke chapter 1, verse 68 said, Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he had revisited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation, all right, for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. Okay? It's the same narrative from Genesis. It's all connected. Okay, said that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and remember his holy covenant, the oath which he sware to our father Abraham. Okay, so this is going back to Abraham, who was what? Chosen out to preserve righteousness, man, to reestablish the sons of God in the earth. Okay, and you go here showing you that, hey, this thing is from the beginning, man. Okay, hey, that's why the first precept was what? The end of all things is here. Hey, we finna close this thing out. Okay, and come into a new age where righteousness will reign eternally, man. Okay, this St. John 17:1 said, These words spake YAHAWASHI, and lifted up his eyes to heaven, and said, Father, the hour is come, glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. Okay? Because remember, as Adam, he fell. But as YAHAWASHI, he was coming to clean everything up, man. Okay? To set up, okay, the building block. He was that chief cornerstone that would establish this eternal righteous kingdom in the earth, man. Okay? It says that thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him, those predestined from the foundation of the world. Ephesians 1 and 3. All right, and 4. It says, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou givest me to do. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I have with thee before the world was. Okay? It's going back to the beginning. Except this time, hey, we're going to be perfected. You know? We understand good and evil. We've seen both sides. You know, because what did the serpent say? You shall know good and evil. You eat of this tree, you shall know of good and evil. And we know it. Okay? And he said, you shall be as gods. Okay, but then what did he lie about? He said, look, but you shall not surely die. Okay? But partaking in that way led to death. Okay? And we understand these things, and we come to the conclusion that righteousness is the way. Now, I want to read this verse 6. It says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Okay? Well, he manifested the name. It said, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. So YAHAWASHI came to establish, okay, Yahweh in the earth through doctrine, through teaching, through his conduct. Okay, he walked with the heavenly Father, just as Enoch, just as Noah, YAHAWASHI walked with the Father. Okay, and he had to be that sacrifice, but guess what? He eventually taken away. All right, just as Enoch. But you go back here to Genesis just to show you the legacy that YAHAWASHI is continuing on. This is Genesis 4. Okay, because after you go through the descendants of Cain, it goes back to, all right, Seth. All right, the descendants of Seth. Okay, and it says, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For the Most High said, she have appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. Okay, so it was known that Cain slew, like that was you know, but through Seth, the lineage was reserved. All right, and you go through the son of Seth, and to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. What did Yahawashi say? I have manifested thy name. Okay, you see, so Yahawashi was carrying on that legacy of the sons of God. Okay, and that's why he was addressing things that was going on. That's why Yahawashi was addressing things, because Jake was wilding out. Okay, and the top things he was addressing. Matter of fact, let's go. Let's see, Luke, Matthew first. All right, he was addressing their wicked leadership, man. All right, what I say, Phariseeism exposed. All right, this is Matthew 23:1. Then spake Yahawashi to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sitting in Moses' seat. So he wasn't only talking to his disciples, he said the multitude. Okay, the disciples, represent the leadership and the multitude that they sincerely believe. Okay, the elect. Okay, those predestined. Okay, it says, saying the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do ye not after their works, for they say and do not. Okay, because why? They have become hypocrites, man. Okay, and they will put on the front of being holier than now. All right, but they was pretty much turned out under the Romans, man. Okay, it said, verse 4, it said, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulder, but they themselves would not move them with one of their fingers. Yeah, they was pretty much weaponize the law. Okay, adding things to the law. Okay, they made the law a burden. The way they was trying to push, they wasn't in the right spirit. Okay, it said, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. And we see the same behavior today. Drake beat you to death with the law, with a lineup. The same thing. The sons of God, all right, is in wickedness, except now they just trying to mask it as if they're right. Okay, it says, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues and greetings in the marketplaces, being popular, clicks, views. Same thing happening, man. Okay, it says, and to be called of men, rabbi, rabbi. All right, all these titles, general, general, bishop, commandant general, chief priest, all the, love to be seen, love to capitalize, on anything for attention. That spirit is back, but it's just the sons of God, okay, coming back in disorder. And Yahawashi was always addressing that, man. Okay, so you go here to Luke 22, because his disciples, they were still, that's what they had they moments, okay, because remember they grew up, okay, they was raised. All right, they was raised in this Greco-Roman Empire. Okay, they was seeing how the scribes and Pharisees was moving, and it had affected them just as we was affected by this society, man. So they asked a question, Luke 22 and 24, the disciples, and there was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. Okay, they was worried about, who will be counted the greatest. Okay, and this is what Yahawashi said, and he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. Okay? So he was speaking about how the heathens was ruling. And he was telling them, look, the way the heathens rule, where the nation, all the people of the nation benefit them, you know, pretty much a capitalist system where the king benefit off the labor and the work of the people. Okay? He was like, look, we verse matter of fact, let me read verse 26, but ye shall not be so. Okay, so Yahawashi telling them, look, y'all can't move like them. Okay, he was teaching them, Yahawashi was teaching them how to rule in humility. Yahawashi came to teach the sons of God how to rule in humility and balance. Okay, not in wickedness, not don't you can't be like them. It said, but ye shall not be so. All right. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve. Okay. So Yahweh Shai was like, look, the greatest among you, let him be as the younger. Don't be so obsessed, with trying to, have these great names, okay, and being popular, okay, because younger goes into insignificant, you know. So he was teaching them to rule with how to rule with humility, and also to be as a leader, you gotta be a servant. Our rulership, our leadership should be a service to our people, man, not a disservice to them, but it benefit us, man. Like someone teaching you lies, okay? You see, here it is. Their leadership is doing you a disservice, but they benefit from it. From the tights and all these Patreons got going on around here, man. Okay, so here it is. They're propped up as these great men, as these great teachers, all these views and all this money coming in, but their leadership is doing you a disservice, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shai was preaching against that. It says, "For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? Is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth." Okay, so Yahweh Shai was that example. The way he was serving, he was always teaching. You know, that's a service, man. All right, he was doing miracles. You see, he was washing their feet. He was amongst them as a servant. You know, and that's our example. Okay, of how we should be as sons of God. Even though we're gonna have all this authority and rank and power, we our foundation has to be of humility, man, and servitude. Okay, verse 28, it says, "You are they which have continued with me in my temptation, and I appointed to you a kingdom as my father have appointed me." So now, all right, he's going into the kingdom. He like, look, you you are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And this is going all the way back to the beginning, not only just in this lifetime. Those spirits that was around Yahweh, okay, those disciples, hey, those spirits, they was always around. Okay, and now he's going back to what? Speaking of a kingdom, and I appointed to you a kingdom as my father have appointed me. Okay, so there's yet a kingdom, all right, for the sons of God. Okay, in which we're going to get it right. It said that ye may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And it's going to be in righteousness, man. Okay, eternally. Okay, that's what's to come. And that's what Yahweh Shai, he was coming to reestablish that. Okay, but then you're going to have those, because he was, in Yahweh Shai, he also spoke against the customs that was going on. All right, because Jake was being influenced by Greco-Rome. Okay, the same, the freaky deaky, all that he was addressing those things, man. Okay, All right. So this is Luke 16:16. It said the law and the prophets were until John. Since that time, all right, the kingdom of the Most High is preached, and every man pressed into it. All right. And you read this in the NLT. Okay. It says, until John the Baptist, all right, the law of Moses and the messages of the prophets were your guides. But now the good news of the kingdom is preached, and everyone is eager to get in. Okay? So now there's preaching of a kingdom, okay, which was prophesied, all right, in the Old Testament, and Yahawashi was here proclaiming it. All right. And it says, and it is easier. All right, well, let me finish, read this in NLT too. All right, because he wasn't saying, that the law was done away with when you read it. All right, NLT, it said, but that doesn't mean that the law has lost its force. It is easier for heaven and earth to disappear than the smallest point of God's law to be overturned. Yeah, because we're going to rule the kingdom, all right, with the law. Okay, but the law, we're not going to be perfect in the law. We're not going to be delivered by the law. It's going to be by faith. Okay? And through faith, all right, in this grace period, we are we understand the law. We get the concept of the law now. Okay? Because the scribes and Pharisees, they knew the law, but they wasn't in the spirit. They didn't get the concept of it, man. Okay? That's why they was sold out under the Romans. Okay, they was living, Caiaphas, he was moving more like a Caesar, okay, than Yahawashi. He wasn't conforming to Yahawashi, okay, and which when you really be in the spirit, as Yahawashi said, when you love the Most High with all the heart, all right, and you love your neighbor as yourself, okay, on those two you can hang all the laws, man. Because the law was about doing the right thing. And see, now the sons of God is clicking. Okay? And this is why Yahawashi, he addressed, particular things that was going on. Okay? It said, whosoever puts away his wife and married another committed adultery. And whoso married her that is put away from her husband committed adultery. See, we have to understand one of the main things, that was going on amongst the heathen, was dysfunction in marriage. Okay? And lewdness, man. Okay, because once you stray away from the family structure prescribed in the scriptures, you slide into lewdness, and you see our culture today. All right, well, black culture is not our culture, and we return to the old past. Lord willing, we endure. Okay, but you see black culture today. You see the lewdness. Well, it started with straying away from their order of of family, beginning with the husband and wife. Okay, so Yahawashi is addressing these things, man, because he knows what those things, he knows what is what these things lead to when you leave from their standard. Okay, now you read here in Matthew just to get some more, because what is he saying? Whosoever put away his wife and married another committed adultery. All right. And whoso married her that is put away from her husband committed adultery. Now, there was only one thing that, he said concerning putting a woman away. Okay. When you go to Matthew 19, all right. Matthew 19:9. And it says, and I say unto you, matter of fact, let me read up. Okay. It says, this is 4, because one of the biggest things within society, Okay, is what now people can't even tell you what a woman is, man. Okay, and that goes into a society that's influenced by wickedness, man. Okay, so Yahushua is addressing these things, this culture that's going on. It says, and he answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which have made them at the beginning made them male and female, and that's it. Anything outside that is wicked. Okay, but this society has all type of, you know, they got all type of alphabets, man. Okay, it says, and said, for this call shall man leave father and mother and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. And he's going back into the order of what these things were created for, man, because they're going into sex. Because under Greco-Romans, they was into lewdness, man. So Yahweh Shai, like, look, this is, like he's seeing Jake wilding out. He's hearing about things. So he's he's going into these things, man. All right. And what has Esau defiled more than anything today is sex, man. You know, and the true intent and the true purpose of it. It said, wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High have joined together, let no man put asunder. Okay. And it says, they say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffer you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it wasn't so. He said from the beginning, going back to what? During time of Adam. Okay? When Adam received the breath of life, he received order. Okay? And then and now, you know, because during the time of Adam before the fall, you had to understand it was order amongst the sons of God. Okay, and these things wasn't so. Women being promiscuous. Women. Men. Just dealing with women and leaving. And we was all caught up. Into this madness, which is darkness, man. Okay, it says, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. Now these things apply, to us after we come into the truth, because technically we all are adulterers and adulteresses. Okay, it'd be hard to find a woman that's still with the first man. Okay, that she ever dealt with. And it's hard for a man to find a woman that's never dealt with a man. Okay, so by default, we will be considered adulterers and uh, adulterers and adulteresses. Okay, but when we come into this truth, okay, we're born again. Now these things apply because this is establishing order. Like the family is a major part of order. Okay, hookup culture has nothing to do with nation building. It only causes confusion and what we have today. Baby mothers and baby daddies and chaos. Okay? So as Yahweh Shai, it says, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso married her, which is put it away, committed adultery. Yeah, because as a man, if you just put a woman away and she's pleased to dwell with you, okay, well, she's gonna get another man most likely, okay, and the adultery that she's committing because she's bound to you, okay. The only way you're not bound, okay, to a man is through death, okay. If he dies, all right. Well, while he's living, you're bound to that man, and if a man puts away a woman, then and she gets another man, now she's committing adultery. But the man is guilty of adultery because he put her away for and he didn't have proper cause, man. So now he's guilty of that adultery she's committing. You see? Except for, fornication. Now, as Apostle Paul, was, it's, it's a whole nother topic, but Apostle Paul went into that um, um, in the 1 Corinthians 7th chapter, and he was pretty much expounding on what YAHAWASHI was saying. He that is, with a woman, seek not to be loose. If you're with a husband, seek not to be loose. Okay? And then if there is a split, the woman's supposed to be unmarried. All right. And if she's married, she's to be reconciled to her husband. Okay. Now you can't stop no one from leaving, So Apostle Paul was going into there like, if they be pleased to dwell, you dwell with them, your wife or your husband. Okay. But if they leave, then there's nothing you can do about that. You can't make them stay. Okay. Then if they leave, or a woman just being a hindrance, there's many lessons going into that. But the point I want to emphasize on is YAHAWASHI. He was attacking the culture of that Greco-Roman culture, that was influencing Jake. Okay, because you go into this subject, so many different scenarios, but just going into the general topic. Now, let's go here to the book of John. All right. Now listen to how YAHAWASHI speaks to this Samaritan woman. I want to get to the point. All right. Now he's telling her about the water of life, which pretty much he's using her to bait in, all right, those Israelites in Samaria. It was given to them to believe the gospel. So he's using her pretty much as bait. So he starts a dialogue with her, which that dialogue is going to believe to, those Israelites, okay, that was in Samaria to believe. Okay, now this is St. John 4:15. It said, the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. YAHAWASHI said unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither. The woman asked and said, I have no husband. YAHAWASHI said unto her, Thou hast said well, I have no husband. Okay, so he started this dialogue, but YAHAWASHI really, he's taking shots at that culture, man. Okay, listen what he said. For thou hast had 5 husbands, okay, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband, and that sayest thou truly. Okay, now let's read this in the NLT. Okay, now what culture does this remind you of? Okay, it says, for you have had 5 husbands. Okay, when she was dealing with different men, and you aren't even married to the man you're living with now, you certainly spoke the truth. Okay, that hookup culture. All right, in which we all came, and we was birthed in this, man. We was pretty much birthed. The majority of us was birthed in hookup culture, man. All right, because the scriptures speak about how surely the turn of things upside down. Okay. Read verse. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, but the scriptures speak about how Esau, surely his turn of things upside down, okay, shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Now, you look at the majority of us, and Esau played a major part, especially when you go from the feminist movement, because there's nothing but idolatry, man. All right, and this is why YAHAWASHI was emphasizing on family structure, and he was, speaking against, he told her, yeah, you got 5 husbands, but one you with now ain't your husband. You see, all right, but it was set up, me prove this first and then expound on that point. So he was just, having that dialogue with her, but he did, take a shot at her for being, goddamn loose, man. Okay, all these different relationships. Let's see that boyfriend like that's not our custom. That's not our way. Boyfriend, girlfriend, baby daddy, and all that's not our custom, man. Okay, when Adam received that breath, he didn't receive that way. All right, hookup culture and you know, nah, man. And it says, and many of the Samaritans, this is John 4:39, says, many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, he told me all that I ever did. He pretty much told her life. Okay, she pretty much was living like a modern woman, man. All right, a modern feminist woman. That's how she was living. She was living her best life. Okay, and but she wouldn't have told those Samaritans was the Israelites. And how do we know? Because they believe. Okay, so he used her as a bait, to draw them in. All right, that's why he had that dialogue with her. Now, going back to it, so let's get this, because remember, just as Abraham, well, just as Noah, he was brought up in a corrupt culture. He was born, he was living during a time of corrupt culture. He said all the thoughts of men was evil. When Noah was preaching, man. Abraham, okay, it says how the generation of Abraham was worse than the generation of Noah. All right, the wickedness that was going on during Noah, but Abraham was separated out of it. And he was separated from his father's house. Okay, so now in this time we have the same story where we was born in the midst of this madness, man. We was born in darkness, man. Okay, when you go, let's get this, and it's a lot of Israelites, just as you had, sons and daughters being born. All of them weren't right. All of them wasn't, there for salvation. You have a lot of them that was there to be destroyed. But the Lord, okay, he brought us, all right, Lord willing. And there's a generation of, matter of fact, let's get it in. I've been speaking of Ephesians. Let's get Ephesians 1 and 3. All right, Ephesians 1 and 3 said, blessed be the power and Father of our Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach. Okay, according as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. Remember, and love the Father, all right, with all our heart, with all our soul, the Most High, okay, and love thy neighbor as thyself, and that's what's going to make us blameless, okay. And even in love comes rebuke. Even when you hear rebuke, it's out of love, because even when we rebuke things that are off, because we get rebuked, you know, it's a rebuke go out every day, man. Okay, somebody somewhere is being rebuked, man. And we got to make the adjustments. And rebuke is a form of love because it's keeping us on track. It's a guide. Okay? And that's making us blameless, man. Okay? Verse 4 says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children, the sons of God, by YAHAWASHI HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Okay? So, through YAHAWASHI, we've been pulled from darkness. There's a predestination that will be pulled from the darkness. Okay, but then there's those that are being born as Israelites, as sons of God, that's going to be destroyed. Okay, just like during the flood, and that's why you go here. Okay, and then darkness was the the cultures we was born into, man. Black culture, feminist culture, nigger culture was full of violence, man. Okay, And Esau, what he did a mighty wickedness when he brought sexual liberation to the table, man. Okay, but it had to be so because it's like the Lord, hey, a lot of spirits had to be brought back to the earth, man, for judgment. Okay, but in the midst of that, all right, in the midst of that darkness, he preserved his remnant. Okay, so you go here to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, because you look at it. All right, so going back to the darkness, you look at the culture, okay, of our people, and you start from the 60s on up, you know, Esau pretty much through sexual liberation, through black exploitation, through the music, through movies, he pretty much he turned um family structure, he removed family structure from society, but he over sexualized society to the point to where people were having sex without even the thought of family. It was just a thing of pleasure. Like how most of us got here, like look like my mother and my father. Like my mother, she had me at a young age according to this world standard. But 17 wasn't young in the ancient world. Okay, you had the women. All right, back then, 17, they were running households. Okay, they running estates. Okay, it was on a totally different level. But in this age, you know, you gotta think my 17-year-old mother and then my father, they you got the majority of the children that come from black culture was really on some hookup shit. Like there wasn't no thought of children. That's why you be like, damn, you look at the woman and be like, damn, in a way you thought he was gonna be a father, but it's not even a thought. It's really like Esau just created. He did the. He just brought sex so low to it's just two people getting their rocks off. It ain't got nothing to do with family. Ain't got nothing to do with structure. We fell away from inheritance. We lost all those things. We was in darkness, man. To the point now where the most of the children are here just here on some off of hookup culture. What YAHAWASHI was condemning. He like, yeah, you got, you had 5 husbands, and the one you with now ain't your husband. Like I say, the boyfriend, baby daddy, nah, man, that wasn't it. Okay, and through that, which that all that goes back to idolatry. That was the way of the heathen. That's how the heathen maneuver. We maneuvered in structure. Okay, and like I say, and we all, because as men, when we were dealing, in the world dealing with all these different women, we wasn't, thinking about, what type of mother she would be. We was pretty much moving like beasts. We just like what we seen, and when, you know, if it got us aroused, we went for it. Okay, there was no afterthought of family and all these different things, man. Okay, so when you go here to was Wisdom Solomon, the 4th chapter, and it's the same chapter that spoke about Enos. All right, but so it has to be talking about those children that was being born. All right, of the sons of God, but they wasn't of the elect. Okay, it said better it is to have no children and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with the Most High with men. When it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it. It weareth a crown and triumphing forever, having gotten a victory, striving for undefiled rewards. But the multiplying brood, okay, and brood goes into like the reproduction of beasts. because under Esau he had the masses of our people, because it wasn't like that. You still had structure, all right, amongst our people. You still have, you know, Jake here and there got structure, okay, and we've seen particular structure, but then for the most part, okay, because even when you go into the multiplying brood, the word brood goes into like a beast of animals, okay. You look at how we began to reproduce as a nation, it was like animals, man. That's why you just have the baby dad and baby mother culture, okay. We just began just to produce. You see, there's a lot of randomness, man, but it was all in the Lord's will that these things happen like that, because like I say, both generations of the generation of the elect and of the Lord's wrath came out of this darkness, man. Okay, and it says, "But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take meat, nor take deep rooting from bastard lips, nor lay any fast foundation." So it's a lot of, as the scriptures say, a lot of Israelites, all right, sons of God, that were just born in vain, just to be destroyed. It said, for though they flourish in their branches for a time, yeah, they flourish right now, because 2/3 is a larger number than the 1/3. So for right now, they dominate. Okay, they the ones that that's that's like I say, that's just having the most children. Okay, and it has to be like that because the 2/3 has to be large, twice as big as the 1/3. So that's why you see that they're multiplying quicker. The degenerate culture is multiplying itself for the judgment. Okay, so they're flourishing for a time. It said, "Yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken with the wind." That's them nukes, man. "And through the force of the winds, they shall be rooted out." Okay, that day to come, they shall burn like the oven. They shall leave neither root nor branch. The Lord's finna destroy whole lineages, okay, of Israelites, man. It says, "The unperfect branches shall be broken off, their fruits unprofitable." Yeah, the culture, the fruit of their doings. All right, it's an unprofitable culture of death, not right to eat. Yeah, meat for nothing. Okay, meat for nothing. You see, like no, that culture isn't worthy to exist. Cause meat goes into worthy. All right, that's why John the Baptist say, "Bring fruits, meat of repentance." He was talking to the wicked leadership of Israel at the time. All right, and he was telling, "Look, bring fruits, meat for repentance." Okay, because the leadership was off. That leadership that Jake was under, that's not worthy. All right, for the next kingdom. Okay, that's not worthy for the kingdom. That type of rulership after the manner of the heathen, especially after the manner of Esau, Edom. Okay, and this culture, okay, nigger culture, feminist culture, that's not meat for nothing. That has no part. All right, that's not worthy for the kingdom to come. Okay, and that's why. All right, and get ready to close out. Got a few more. You know, I knew this was gonna be long. You know, so you go here. You know, even with Jake. You know, you like Jake. You like how Jake just getting anything pregnant. Then they cry about it. You know, but it's a thing of lust. And at the end of the day, it's the Lord had these things play out. There's nothing we can do about it. It's all an afterthought now. You know, but we just understanding how we got to this point. Where we at now. You know, um, so let's go here. Let's deal with the generational wrath real quick. About three more precepts how to do it. All right, this is Jeremiah 7:29. It says, "Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places, and for the Lord have rejected and forsaken the generation." Matter of fact, let me read up. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna read into it. This is Jeremiah 7:23 said, "But this thing command I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your power, and you shall be my people, and walk ye in the ways that I command you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imaginations of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward." So each generation will get worse until where we at now. Okay, 5-year olds asking to dance the Pound Town. Now, how is not an uproar amongst Jake? How you got little Jake King, the little rapper. 10-year old man. Listen to you listen to what he's rapping about. And it's like, damn, is this legal? Okay, it says, "Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have sent unto you all my servants and prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not, nor incline the ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers." Okay? So during the time of Noah, Noah was what? A preacher of righteousness. Okay? During the time of YAHAWASHI, okay, as he was preaching, you had those that was not of the elect, or the predestined, they would always rebel, and go after the way of the heathen. "Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they shall not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer." So we don't marvel at Jake, you know, not listening, not getting it. We don't marvel, man. Okay? All we can do is get the blood off our hand, man. You know? And then through this labor of love, as the scriptures say, hey, we gonna keep teaching, man. Keep warning until we can't no more. Okay? Just as a Noah, hey, he was teaching until the day the Lord shut the ark. It says, "But thou shalt say unto them, This is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord, their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth." Okay? And this is that generation that's back. Okay? It says, "Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places, for the Lord hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath," man. All right? And then the generation of his wrath is alive and well in the earth today, man, as you can see from the behavior. All right? And we came from amongst it. We was born into this dysfunction. Okay? Just as Abraham, like Eliashua one would say, Abraham seen a real Christmas. Okay? Child sacrifice, and he seen a real Christmas. Okay? He was born into that. All right, but he was called out. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 1. No, it's like the book of Colossians. All right, so this is the book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 12. It said, "Giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us to be partakers, meet, okay, which have made us meet or worthy, okay, to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints of light." Okay, so we all come from dysfunction. Okay, but the spirit, just as the Lord breathed the breath into Adam, okay, is making us meet to be partakers, all right, which is worthy to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. Okay, it was all according, because it could have went either way, but it was all according to predestination. That's why we can't be proud. you know we all was brought up in dysfunction. We all did some horrible things that we even hate to think about. You see, but it's all according, hey, the Lord's mercy, man. At the end of the day, is Yahawah Shimei Shai's mercy. Okay. It said, verse 13 said, who have delivered us from the power of darkness. See, our minds had to be delivered from the power of darkness, which is Esau, Edom today, beginning with Amalek. Okay. We had to be delivered from these enchantments, okay, that dominate our people, man. But the elect will be our minds our minds will be delivered from that, man. Okay, before we are physically delivered like Enos. I mean, like Enoch. Okay, we will be delivered from the power of darkness, and we will begin to walk, all right, with the Most High. Okay, in righteousness, man, rehearsing the righteous acts in faith. Okay, and have translated us into the kingdom of His dear Son. Wasn't Enoch translated? Okay, you see. But guess what? We've been removed from the power of darkness, and now we're making that transition into a kingdom, back to a square one, a righteous kingdom in the earth with the sons of God. Okay, and this is what this thing is about. Okay, and it is all connected. So as I knew they were long, 2 hours. I stopped looking at the time. But hey, it be like that sometimes. You know, but that's the point. Lord will. You brothers, all right, and you sisters were edified once again. We give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations, and hope for Shalom.